Did you want me to scoot over?
He's unamused.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Hello, Bobby.
I mean, have people been checked for guns?
Let me
Would you like to say something?
go.
Oh, Jesus
Hey,
Christ,
Andy,
alright,
sheep
well.
care not for the opinions of no.
What?
Lions care. Forget it.
Andy Jones,
Shut up,
what do you
Uh-huh.
take about the rumors about you being the Polito peeper?
Shut up, though. Nobody cares.
That would be an embarrassing accusation for whoever was making it. And that they should get some shoes and sit down.
Andy, I'm gonna win this.
You're gonna
goddamn
win.
election.
All right, welcome to Town Hall, everybody. Especially the ones who reside in Blaine County. Southerners, welcome. Bobby's going to get us started.
Welcome, guys.
Go ahead, Bobby. Whatever you want to say. Get it all out now so you're not yelling through
Come
the
up here
entire
with me,
thing.
Carmine, come up
Yeah,
here.
Carmine, get up there with the boy, your friend that you didn't help support on the campaign run and you lost.
Carmine, get up here.
Is it bring your pet to work day? They need him up there.
Carmine, get the fuck up. Carmine.
Can't stand on your own 2 feet, huh?
So how's the people of Blaine County doing? Can I get a Republican
Eggman?
chant?
Fuck you, Bobby.
Fuck you.
Make sure you're
That's
yelling when
country
you're
for
telling
our
Bobby to
level.
go fuck himself.
Great-haired little rat. You shut your goddamn mouth. Who said that? Make yourself known.
You little asshole.
Guards, execute this man. Arrest him now.
No one here works for you.
They're not gonna take orders from a senior Buns employee.
You violated the law. Now I must take action. Sit back down, boy.
Oh,
Suck your
God.
calling, boy.
Sit back down or we gon' sit you down, boy.
Bobby, I'm gonna
No.
fucking
Officers, can we get some de-escalation?
The true mayors are here.
Nut, bitch.
Is that right? Mm? That fucking
Alright,
right,
guys,
huh?
can you settle down?
Hey,
Carmine.
sit your ass down or I
Is that
swear to
fucking
God.
right, huh?
Hey, sir, don't
Okay.
get rowdy. If you guys start,
Okay.
Well,
alright,
as long
everyone,
as we're
get
getting
out
it out of the
now.
way.
If you continue to punch each other, you will get,
Jerry,
you will be
Jerry.
detained. It's getting rowdy inside. They're starting to punch each other. Right.
Fucking asshole.
Calm it down if you guys.
Things are settling down a little bit.
Stay seated, please. Okay, Bobby can flip me off. That's fine. All right, as I said, let's go ahead and get this started. Welcome to the first Blaine County Town Hall. I'm going to try to do these every week to keep you guys updated on what I'm working on and also allow you guys to be able to have a voice and come speak to me directly or present something to the room and get thoughts and opinions on where you stand with it or what other people think if you're not so sure. That being said, we'll start with the first and foremost topic. Accounts and business proposals are still not split as of yet for me and Nino, though we have gotten word that they are going to be split in the future. That being said, we can still review the business proposals that are in currently, but we need to push legislation for our separate counties as to how we want to go about those. So, that being said, I have drafted legislation, but I wanted to run it by the Northerners first to see what you guys think of it. I would prefer doing a yay nay type of thing instead of sending you guys to the website or anything like that or having you to pay out of pocket to share your opinion. So, if you are somebody who is looking to own a business in the North, please absolutely pay attention. The guidelines for, I'm not going to read you all the boring details as far as like the wording of it, but the important things to note, I have written that the business owners will not be able to have felonies, violent misdemeanors, or fraud on their criminal record. That should be expected. That being said, you guys have to do it through the business app. As always, you're going to have your state ID, phone number, the type of business, and correct categorization of its goods or services. And then the intended... Oh my god, when did I stop talking? Where did I cut off?
Categorization.
We haven't heard anything you said, ma'am.
What?
Can you repeat that?
No.
Can you repeat that?
Categorization.
Categorization. Okay, perfect.
Categorization.
Of its goods or services. Sorry about that. And then you're going to have to put the intended location of the business, which must be owned, or if you do not own the business yet, you can update it later on after you submit the proposal, but I want you to select an available property. I do not want you selecting ones that are already owned by other people. Let me see. I have put in as well the proposed legislation, whether or not it passes, that the Mayor's Office of Blaine County is tasked with the responsibility to communicate approval, denial, or requested alterations to your submitted proposal within 14 days of the submission. I did 14, and I know that's a big window, and I know people don't like waiting for a response back, but I did that because, you know, sometimes mayors go on vacations or need to go out of town for whatever reason that is. But they will be required to get word back to you and why your business has been approved or denied. If it's approved, it is the responsibility of you guys to go down to City Hall, find a judge, justice, purchase a business license. I believe it's $50,000, and that is all outlined in the business license protocols, and that is already in legislation if you want to prepare in advance for that. If the business is denied, I am not going to put a restriction on how fast you can resubmit so long as you've made actual alterations to your business proposal. We don't have any businesses up north yet, and I want to make sure that we are streamlining that as much as possible, so make sure that you're working with me. If I have some issues with it, just go back, change them. Once they're good, we'll be all set to go. Sound good?
Yay.
Yes, Andy, sounds great. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, get off the stage, Sleepy Jones. We're tired of you.
Shut up, Bobby. That brings us to the business penalties section. I do not think that businesses should be immune from punishment, especially if they are used to operate a legal business. So, should a business owner that operates out of Blaine County be tried and found guilty in a court of law of having used their business for illegal activity, the business owner will then be summoned to come before a panel in Blaine County to address what will become of their business. This panel will include the mayor of Blaine County, one justice or judge, and the current sheriff. The business owner will have the opportunity to plead their case to the panel, and the panel reserves the right to administer probations, fines, or seizures, if any, that they see fit. In those panels, I think that what businesses do, and if they do end up doing criminal activity with their business and they're found guilty in court, all things are situational, and they should be reviewed as such instead of having a very staple, you get a fine for XYZ things. How do people feel about this? It's pretty much you can come plead your case, argue
No, we
why.
hate it.
Challenge.
Yay.
No,
What's up, Bobby?
we hate it.
You get to
Yay.
argue why your business is adding more to the state than whatever it is that you negatively did with it that brought you to that panel in the first place. Yes, Hazel?
I have a question on the fact of the matter when you said the business proposal.
Mhm.
Business proposals that you said that you have to own a business in Blaine County, but what happens if all the property currently is bought up?
That is something else I want to address. So I know that business properties, or as I like to call them, commercial properties, so but anything that's not housing or a warehouse, essentially,
Did you
is
say felons can't own businesses?
correct.
Why?
Why would they?
Because the point of going to jail is to rehabilitate and put them back into society,
Because
society so they
they're
can give
Americans, Andy.
give
Then they
back
can-
to society and be of purpose.
And if they are dedicated to that, then they will go get the proper expungement to do so.
Why shouldn't a felon be able to run a business?
Why can't a felon who's actually trying to change their life
Andy
around
Jones
go down and get an
like
expungement?
Andy Thoroughbred.
Shut up,
Because-
Bobby!
Because
Disrupting.
maybe they're very expensive. And
Okay.
if they have the ability to create a business that will give back to the city, why wouldn't you allow that?
That sounds like a them problem if they aren't willing to spend the money on the proper steps that they need to take to get there.
Do you know
Not
how
a
much
me
it costs
problem.
to do that?
Do you live in the north, Mr. K?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay,
Same
great.
insurance
Well,
I own a property.
these are going to be the guidelines.
Damn, you suck.
That's okay.
So you are going to continue what the city has in place currently, which failed and caused issues within the city, and you're going to keep that same shit in place. It obviously didn't work before and caused issues. There's no businesses, and a lot of people with great businesses, they may have some things on their records. They may be felons, but they have a lot to give to the city and a lot of good ideas that could give back. I think you're putting the city at a great deficit by not allowing that.
I'm
And
not
I
doing
think you're
anything to
actually
the
hurting-
city. I'm running Blaine County.
Well, that's what I mean. We don't have to play semantics here on words. You know what I mean? You're hurting Blaine County by stopping them from being able to do that.
I'm hurting Blaine County. That's an interesting take. That being said, back to what I was saying. Commercial businesses. I know that we don't have many options for buildings up here and that most of them get bought and flipped almost instantaneously. I want to hear back from people who actively live and operate in the north on how you guys feel if we were to say, put a limitation on that. So say that anybody who purchases a commercial property up north only to flip or not for a business with a business approval from the mayor's office will not be able to purchase those buildings.
She's a communist. She doesn't believe in the free market, everyone.
Any legitimate opinions?
Why don't you stick a massive capital gains tax on these fucking properties?
Can you speak up?
True. Yo, who in here is a felon? Just curious.
Me.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people here are.
Sorry, can you speak? I can't hear you up very well back there.
What is that supposed to mean?
Sorry, I said,
This
why
is
don't
who
you
y'all
speak,
voted for.
stick a huge capital gains tax on these properties that they flip?
Oh, you did vote for Bobby. Good choice.
That would get very technical, but I do think that any solution that we have will get technical and need some oversight from whoever's running the housing market currently. That being said, I don't know. I do want to speak with Nino. I know you're back there, but we should talk about getting realtors instead of having cops open up businesses. So then maybe through the realtors, they would only sell them to people who have an approved business proposal for that building and make it part of the guidelines. I think there are a lot of options in front of us, but I'm willing to hear out any suggestions from you guys. Okay, well, that being said, I will cook on that. That being said, hunting legislation is being worked on, but because we could just say, oh, you can only hunt in the north, that still affects the south. So me and Nino are going to get together and work on those and hash those out a little bit more. I'll give you the details the next time we have a town hall. Fishing guidelines are pretty much the same as far as being worked on. I have a meeting set in full transparency to discuss our medical options up north with Cantor and Derek. And hopefully there is a chance of us opening the Sandy Hospital for good, which would be great, but no promises. We'll see what they say. But that being said, me and Cantor have discussed different options ranging from having on-call doctors to having them work a certain amount of hours each week in Sandy. So we are looking at options for that right now, at least in the meantime. I have inquired about food options up here and opening up some sort of solution for that, but those are still pending conversations and I don't want to go too much into it. And then also an idea for an outdoor theater somewhere. A public projector people could use with seating and everything for events, rallies, bits, whatever. But that is also pending, so we'll see. Yes, in the back.
So I was tipped off by somebody that I haven't even asked a question yet. What the heck? Anyways,
huh?
I was tipped off by somebody that the theater that potentially could be opening. Is there a chance that it actually might be named after Chastity Marie Sanders, since her passion was theater?
Potentially. I don't know if her passion was theater, but Chastity did do a lot for the city, and I think that goes unnoticed, to be honest.
I actually happen to be I was one of her closest friends, and I know from personal experience that theater definitely was her passion, because on July 4th, she did a Shakespeare Midsummer's Day play at the park for free in order to inspire people to do theater.
Do remember that, yeah.
That'd be great, yeah. I'm absolutely open to that. But again, yeah, it is very much pending and not a guarantee, so we will cross that bridge when we come to it, so to speak. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Other than that, that's pretty much me catching you guys up with stuff. We're kind of still trying to get situated, especially with things still being pending as far as being split. If there's anything you guys would like to propose now, feel free to come forward and do so. Oh, actually, there is one more update. There is the Blaine County Fair tomorrow, and that is a fundraiser for the mayor's account or the county account. I'm not really sure how the accounts are going to work, but it will go towards the county. And so far, and people can still buy tickets and raffle tickets tomorrow and stuff, but so far we've raised $444,000 towards that. So that's been a great success. If you haven't gotten your fair tickets, come and talk to me afterwards. I'll be happy to help you with that. But now it is open floor. Feel free to ask whatever you want, pitch whatever you want if you've got legislation you want to propose, and I will be taking notes. Okay, Bobby.
How do we know that you're not using that $440,000 to sacrifice people and drink their blood, Sleepy Jones?
Why would I? What would the money be for in that scenario?
Sounds like a Friday night. Buy like some mansion or something. I don't know. You're a politician.
Can we actually vote for doing that for everybody that's living up north to drink blood and sacrifice whatever?
What shit is going on up here, man?
Want to try to drink blood? No, I'm gonna go ahead and strike that down. That sounds very dangerous and not great for public health.
Fucking hell.
Yes, in the back. Feel free to just come up if you guys got stuff you want to pitch.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's very true.
Sorry about that. There are a couple of yappers back there distracting me. Anyways.
Oh, I'm sure they're complaining about everything I'm doing.
So I actually had a concern with the state that the state of affairs that the state runs. I happened to actually look into some of the legislation lately, and I actually got in touch with Cantor and proposed a couple of ideas that unfortunately she felt powerless to be able to pursue. And I found out that there's a state board of directors, if I'm understanding this properly. and they don't get voted in. And since they are not people that can be elected, they also cannot be impeached. And one of those people happens to be in charge of the psych ward division. And I worked really hard for like 7 months to become a licensed therapist, only to get like a carrot on a stick treatment, and eventually step down. Just because I had so much support behind the clients I either helped already or some of the friends in the city themselves. So I was just more or less voicing a concern over the fact that there feels like there's a level of nepotism going on within the government structure, and more or less just wanted to bring awareness to it and see if there's anything that could potentially be done about it.
I'm sorry, where do you feel the nepotism lies?
So the people that are in the board of directors, they are not elected by the people, and they cannot be removed by the people.
What board of
they
directors?
just simply exist, like the medical director's staff. And I heard that the main person in charge, who goes by the name Derek, he apparently only visits the city maybe once every 5 months for maybe an hour or two, and is like incredibly difficult to speak with.
I'm a doctor, and I spoke to Derek last night, so...
Yeah, I've got a meeting set up with Derek at some point as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
admittedly he's not around much, but Cantor holds a lot of power as far as what she can and cannot do. I know she needs to discuss it with him, but that's between them, really. I feel like these questions are definitely better directed towards Cantor, to be honest, because that is entirely her department, and I'm not one for kind of stepping on toes when it comes to that.
No, I understand, but I had a full-fledged conversation with her, and then I also spoke to an officer outside, and they said that I bring up some valid points and should at least bring it up in a meeting. That's the only reason I'm talking about it.
I mean, the only thing I can think is sitting down with... I just don't think we'll have any influence over that, to be honest.
And that's kind of the same vibe I got from Cantor. I'm more or less, and like I said, I just recently started looking into the laws and stuff. So if I'm wrong about this stuff, please correct me. I'm just trying to gather better information and whatnot.
I don't really have any information for you. Honestly, Cantor is the most professional in her field. She's been voted into positions of power multiple times over, so anything she told you is definitely the whole scope. I would not know more than she would.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's basically all I had. Also, you're doing a great job.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
I got a question.
What's up, Carmine?
Are we gonna have the same lily-livered approach to laws as the city slickers do up here in the country? Or
What do
we
you...
gonna be free like Americans?
Okay, what do you mean lily-livered approach to laws?
Like the only being allowed pistols. I want ARs.
We want AR-15.
What the fuck? I want Gatling guns. I want booze, moonshine, hooch. I want it all.
That's funny as fuck.
You want it all. Hey, feel free to write that up, Carmine. We'll take it into consideration.
I'm pretty sure Carmine's homeless.
The sleepy fucking west. That's what this place is.
Yeah, Sleepy Joe.
We're in the north. Anybody else? Alright, well that's all I got for you guys. If anybody has anything they want to bring up with me or talk to personally and not necessarily in a public forum, feel free to come chat with me. If you need tickets for tomorrow, let me know as well. Thanks guys, appreciate it.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, Miss Andy, Queen of the North.
No problem.
Queen of the North.
No worries.
Thank you, Your Grace.
No worries.
Andy, can you come with me?
I'm all over the place.
To the back doors for a bit.
There's no back door. But yes.